Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Starsector Corvus Mode. Last time we managed to get ourselves the Bad Stone, a custom mod onslaught, which is very nice. Okay, a couple of things to do before we started off with. Nate pointed out quite helpfully is that I need to do weapon groups for you. So that's going to be, what is that going to be? Not quite. That can go there, that can go there. That can go there. That's fine. You can alternate those, but keep firing them at all points. That's brilliant. Done. You, right. I've actually taken the process of writing things down. So yeah, that's the weapon groups for that sorted out. A lot of debate about what to equip on this. There's been a lot of choice here and there. The suggestion overall, and I kind of agree with it, is to basically go full on with the, like, grab proper point defense. So go to Blackrock, buy up some light shredders, and fill out these slots with light shredders, which means I can drop these guys. I'll gain 4 OP here, but I'll also gain another 20 from this stuff. And there's been a lot of debate about what to put here. Some people have suggested putting the Aegis flat cannon here. A lot of us suggested maybe putting flat cannons here and here and removing the telems. Because at the moment, also, my flux output is almost 5,000, and I'm barely doing like a quarter of that, maybe. Like a quarter of 5,000 would be 1250. I'm doing just a bit more than that, so it's not a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fly over to Blackrock and see if we can get the shredders, because we haven't got shredders to use at the moment. We've got maybe 1 shredder left over. I would like more, so we're going to go do that first of all. We've got no outstanding missions at the moment. I mean, we can... That's happened, and at the moment we can... who's... Still, like, only the Lydic Church, so we can go take out the Lydic Church at some point. And work on pirates as and when we see them. Pirates are down to 5. Majak... Yep. So anyway, we're gonna head over to Blackrock, the nice system, and stock up on any Blackrock weapons I want to find. Because I do have about 2 million credits, so I can quite happily just go over there and buy as many shredders as I want. This is again like posted up comments about like having a faction headquarters, like a proper faction headquarters rather than just a market that randomly creates things, which is of course what Omnifactory can be, a factory headquarters that builds what you want it to build. And things like that. And again, I'm reminded of the Voidwalkers. If you haven't seen my Season 2 videos, when I was using Umoz's Journey, which has the Voidwalkers mod, that was absolutely fantastic. And that is still like one of the coolest ways I've seen to manage a fleet and manage a faction. Before factions were even a thing that you could join and mess around with, way back in the day. And I've been told time and again that the way the game is coded now, Voidwalkers wouldn't work or something. Or that, because the game is in such flux, making Voidwalkers would be constantly broken. Every single time there's a patch or something, it would break Voidwalkers. But I think it's a huge shame. I think it's a huge shame. Right, anyway, so there's Blackrock. I do recommend going back to see Season 2, because Voidwalkers was amazing. Season 2, I think, is where I got also my love for the Nevermore. The love for the Nevermore came from Season 2. Okay, what do we have here? 33 shredders. We'll buy those. 20k. Bargain. 10 marker Argus PDs will do as well. What about here? A lot of people have been saying... One of the suggestions I had for the front of the Gladstone was basically triple Iron Weaver. Let's stock up. Let's stock up on Blackrock weapons. Achilles LRM mods, Scaleron blasters. We have plenty of those. You guys can come along as well. Plenty. We have plenty of Marines still. We haven't got the 1,000 Marines we used to have, but we got plenty. Refits. Right, if we refit you guys now with some of these guys. Shredder. Shredder. So full shredder is there, and they give you. Have you got? You guys haven't got a flat gun. You haven't got a flat gun because the suggestion was flat guns, but basically what that does is it means I automatically get that back because we don't need it anymore, which means we can just put those points into flux, which helps a little bit. Not a lot, but it helps a little bit. It also lowers the total flux usage. Also, the argument against the ENB was basically the fact that its flux usage is so high. It's 1,000 flux. Like, I do like it. The DPS is very nice. But it's very high flux usage. Maybe as a single weapon, but not as a mounted barrage of several. Because that's already that's 1,000 there. That's 2,500 just this forward battery. Like, doing the other recommendation I had was triple Iron Weaver, Iron Weaver, Iron Weaver, Iron Weaver, and a Mjolnir there. Iron Weavers are 375, so let's say that's 3 to 1,000, a bit more than that. But 3 to 1,000 plus 500, that would literally cut it in about half, because it'd be 1,500 as opposed to 2,500. It would lower it by 1,000. And that, if I drop those down to some kind of flat gun, maybe move one of the Tellums. Maybe move a Tellum down to there, so you have a Tellum and a Solus either side for kinetic and high explosive damage, and then give them flat cannons there. We'll find out. We'll have a look. Okay, so what's the what we changed? Those can all stay in the same area. That's all fine and dandy. Right. Okay, so we got what we wanted to get here. Lodestone is the same planet, isn't it, as far as we're aware? Is it the same market? I think it's the same market, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same market. Okay, back to Rangus. Is there anything here we have? We have preclusion. Other than that, it's fine. Okay. Any, like, because we've done a lot of IBBs, any non-IBB stuff along the way. There's a 700,000 credit bounty posted by the Neutrino. The Neutrino aren't going to pay. They're in a hospital, they might pay. They're inhospitable, they might pay. So we're here. We could try swinging over there. That's over. That was 1 point something million. But we could try swinging to Corvus. They might pay. An invasion fleet headed for Tartessus. Really? That's a size 7, guys. I'll be honest. That's not happening. Oh god, why is there a storm right now? There's a storm right at the wrong moment. Where we're at. Rama. We also could go check out the high-end sellers, see if they've got any fancy weapons for us to make use of. I think the bad stone is would be nice to have as a test bed for interesting ships. Okay, let's go to quickly drop into Rangus. What do we got there? Okay, good. Alright, so let's quickly pop into here. Let's pop all the stuff back into storage. Let's go into refit. Let's go into use. Let's go manage variants. The current way is going to be 3 Mjol plus ENB. ENB. Export that one. So load that one. There you go. Right, let's mess around with this for a bit, see what we can do. Now, the other idea we had is basically dumping a lot of these guys, giving it 3 Iron Weavers, Mjolnir over there, but before that, dropping off these guys, putting some Tellums there and there. Then, what can you do with flak? I don't actually own any flak cannons, do I? I never actually bought any. was never a huge fan of the flat cannons. I never actually bought a flat cannon. Could go Raptor. No, it's not quite flat cannon, but it's also point defense temporarily. With a relatively low that. And then I need what, 20 points for a Mjolnir? Which means if I could just dump some of that. Give that, and then 20 points for the Mjolnir. That was totally intentional, by the way, that level of... Yep. And Raptor Defense System can join the point defenses over there. Okay, let's see how you work out for us. If I give us something meaty to fight against. Let's try that one. Let's try the Cathedral again. Okay, because this thing fires at a massive range. That worked out surprisingly well. That's a lot of damage. No, let's not stop that. What I want to find out is I want to get another ship. Question: if I wanted to, okay, let's do the jackhammer. Let's try a neutrino ship. They're meant to be. Oh god, that. Iffy as much. Okay, right, okay. Try the neutrino ship here. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Interesting, I like this. Like, I knew I would like it, so, and if it's manage variants, this is actually called the... This is actually called the... Heavy Weaver. It's the Heavy Weaver variant. Heavy Weaver mod battleship. Gotta say, right, okay. Just as a test, what would this be like? If I did this against, I'm trying to find a ship that would actually be like a. Let's try the Karkinos. I'm just trying to see what. So we got like burst ships. I want to see I want to see if I can find a good like consistent damage ship. Sneaky! Interesting. Well, I like the idea of storm leaders. They never really... like, look at those two alternating. Actually, no, linked. These guys are slow firing, linked. They never really, what's the word I'm looking for? They never feel impactful. All the idea was having the Aegis flat cannons. Let's try you out. Okay, we're just messing, This is just a test ship, so... try you again. So this is like the triple ferro cannon build, which has the Aegis flat cannon. Ideally, like theoretically, this thing should be tough on like shields and on hulls, because of the simple fact that the high shot damage, like high single shot damage. Yeah, just. Let's get closer, shall we? This thing has a lot of flux, I just realized. This thing has a lot of flux. I do like the visual of a firing ferrocannon, though. It looks so cool. It's the little things that count, you know? That's interesting, that's interesting. What are the big guns we got? Just to try out, you know, just to see what could we use here. The Orion batteries are tools I wasn't that impressed with. We have enough kayaks to try out, haven't we? If I go for heavy kinetic accelerators. We do have technically enough heavy kinetic... Let's see this. Let's try this out. No promises. Let's try this out. What would this be like? What are we going to give you? Let's give you something nice and meaty. Anything nice and meaty we could use? Mauler battery would be interesting. Just to see what it does. I know I'm playing around really early in the episode. I know, I'm sorry, but I want to get this sort of sorted out and done. Actually, it's actually not here, unfortunately. I was wondering if one thing I would be able to like to fight against is an unsung. See what we could do with it against an unsung. But let's try against the Banshee Norn. The Banshee Norn are... Okay, let's see how much burst damage that is. Missiles away. Yep. That doesn't feel like it's well balanced. It can barely fire its main weapons. Right, while it's overloaded, I'm going to vent. Okay, at the moment, not that impressed, mainly because I don't feel like... I feel like the kayak is not doing enough to... That said... Yeah, okay, I take that back. That does a lot of nice damage. That does a 3,000 damage if it's straight into the hull. Yeah, 3,510 damage straight into the hull. What do you look like when you fire? Not bad, I like it. A lot of really good weapons here. It's sort of hard to find the sweet spot. Triple Gauss, maybe? As a tester against what? Okay, that's 75. Okay, who else did really good? Like, let's try you guys. You guys should be... your range should be ridiculously long. And it is. There you go, and it's taking some damage. Boom. And it sends the missiles away in a nice... Okay, interesting. Also interesting. I'm going to try out the... because I like sort of getting more into the nitty-gritty of it, but this will be an interesting way to have a... Let's go for managed variants. Let's go for the Heavy Weaver. Let's go for the Heavy Weaver loadout. I've liked this so far. I can't put any more there, but... What I could do is... Where is it? It's the... Flux Distributor, which increases my flux dissipation by 250... Not that much, to be honest. Not for 50. Not for 50. Okay, we're going to try this out. We're going to try you out as an effective loadout. Another suggestion that we had was in combats not using the Asura, because the Asura for its size is a lot of points for deployment points and quite fragile. So we'll play around with not using you. How are we doing for captains? Nothing here. We can still take a couple more captains on the fleet. Let's drop you guys off. Done and done and done. Okay. Anything here? Anything mission postings? Nothing major. Okay. Okay, what's next? Now that we have sort of a properly athletic church, right? Our factions are going for like Betis and what's name consistently. We can go to maybe take Betis and maybe leave them just with Tartessus. Perhaps try out Tartessus. See if we can get the whole of Eos Exodus for ourselves. What are the things that came up as we move along that came up in the comments last time? Oh yeah, someone was mentioning, because the first that was mention of the Apex has been around for ages, and my response to that was that the Apex has been around for ages. It's not the flashiest ship, but it does a good job of surviving. Which brought along in my mind an idea that it would be really interesting to have at the end of combat a damage numbers screen. Like if you've played any sort of MOBA or anything like that, at the end of a match, you see how much damage everyone did. And it would be interesting to see how much damage like certain ships do. Like maybe not fights and stuff, but for example, like I know the fact that I've seen Flame Imperium in combat, so I know you doing damage. I've seen it in combat. I haven't seen the Apex. The Apex has been in a lot of fights. Pretty much every fight I've brought it to, it's been there. It's survived fairly intact. But I've never seen it do anything because it's always slightly off camera. So I'm not sure if it's pulling its weight, if it's dealing a lot of damage, if it's getting where it needs to be. And I think just having a number screen post-combat that says, okay, the Apex dealt 30,000 explosive damage, or 30,000 just damage to hull. The type of damage probably not as useful, but maybe damage to shields, damage to armor, and damage to hull would be useful numbers to have. Just to see like how much of its weight it's pulling along. I'm not sure if you can even make an algorithm to calculate its efficiency, but it would be nice and interesting to know. Okay, so what are we now? What are we doing on bounties now? Nothing major. I kind of skipped past the one there. So we're gonna be. Let's do the ES. Let's capture Betis, right? We're kind of here. It's Shanxi. Anything in Shanxi? What's in Shanxi? Mogui is owned by pirates. We could just go there and just wipe out Tiandong. They kind of like us at the moment, so I'm going to reserve wiping out factions that like us until the end. Okay, so Paladin's Bridge I think is going to be the night. Is that close to Tartessus or Betis? I can't remember. Where are we? Okay, Betis is over there, Tartessus is over there. And Hesperus is ours, and Saix is part of the hegemony. Alright, let's see if we can get... We have already allied fleets. Oh, they're going for Betis. None of that, sir. None of that. Are they going to get it? We were repulsed, unfortunately. Are they going to get it, though? They might do, because our invasion fleet was here. They just drained all the powers. Yeah, they got Betis, haven't they? Interestingly, I wonder if I can beat them to it. No, they were repulsed as well, but we got it. I'm not sure if they were repulsed or if the fact that we were invading it got in the way. Not sure, but we captured it anyway. Good, so we got that. Use it as a quick opportunity to refuel and repair and reload and what have you. Anything interesting here? Anything interesting at all? Locust SRMs. Meh. Anything I would want to buy, maybe? A boarding destroyer they're not required anymore. It's interesting, because back when boardings were random affairs, like boarding destroyers were probably more useful nowadays. That you have, you know exactly how likely it is that you're going to capture a ship based on the marines you have. There's no. I say there's no random chance. I'm assuming if you pick up, or if you go try to capture a 50-50 chance, there's a random chance there. But it's such a way that you could guarantee an optional non-random element just by overwhelming force. I'm not sure what the use of boarding ships are anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a purpose to boarding ships still, but at the moment I can't quite see it. Mainly because, again, for the past few weeks I've had hundreds of marines on my side. I keep looking at the conquest thing. Do we want to? No, I don't want a conquest. We've got the Sisikoku Gol. We don't need the conquest. And apparently, when the Sisikoku Gol took that massive hit from the backside, as far as I understand it, that was an Astrapios hit from the what's its name? From the Apotheosis. I should remember that name. That's a really awesome name. Like, Sisikoku Gol is easy to remember because it's a silly name. Apotheosis is an awesome name that I should be making more easy to remember. Okay, assume we don't take you in, so let's get you out of there. Let's put you into Ripper Cripper. Because Ripper Cripper is going to be coming into combat more often. So I'm actually going to drop you down slightly, Isura. You're going to drop down to there. Not that it makes a difference for logistical purposes. Everyone's got an elite crew. But just to make sure I know what my active fighting force is. I'm still trying out the Shikine. The Shikine has that neutron lance at the front. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see how it goes. Because the Shikine is really weird. It's got all the point defense, then several chain gangs TPCs, Shrike ASMs, and a neutron lance. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that, but we will find out. Probably now, actually. Okay, so what's the actual damage here? Response fleet size 8.4. What? $8.4. That's their response fleet. Well, I guess we got Betis. We wiped out the Lydic Church. That was anticlimactic. That was anticlimactic. What? What? I'm going in there clicking, expecting to see a size of 100 or something. Nope. 8.3. Really? I'm guessing that our previous invasion fleets must have depleted their supplies. But my word. That was not as I was intending it to happen. Yeah, you got hammered really. Lydic majority. Yeah, they don't like us because we're not Lydic. Yeah, they don't like us. Yep. Okay, so we're going to be at most stability 6 here. But really, I was hoping to have a fight to try this out. Unfair. Right, anything else I can get out of this stuff? Because apparently nothing else. Frankly, I don't even know. Well, that happened. We just wiped out the Lydic Church without even really trying, to be honest. Like, let's be brutally honest, that happened without me even trying. Betis was going to be easy, because size 5s are now, thankfully, a walk in the park, but I was expecting that size 7 to be a bit of a challenge. Not just to be able to walk in there and be... Okay, what actually was in their response fleet, by the way? That's their response fleet. Where's the prime response fleet? Running from Lydic Church prime response fleet. Is it this one? Yeah, because that patrol's pursuing the small... Where was the... Was there a prime response fleet? Let's go, let's head up. Ah, someone tried to invade you and distracted you and pulled you away. Where are you? There you are. Right. You're still kind of small and iffy, and what? 1 cruiser? Maybe 3? What we're going to do is we're going to fight this out. End of the episode, we're going to fight you out just to see what it's like. You know, just to see what would have happened. And I'm almost tempted to go in alone, to be honest. I'm not going to because that's silly. But I'm going to go in with a vastly reduced fleet size. Okay, so that's 37 now. It's still less than the Sissy goal. I don't think it should be. Again, suggestion. The ability to fight, to do like training simulator fights between ships of your own fleet. Because I would be interested to see what would happen between the Badstone and the Sissy goal. Because technically the Sissy goal is worth more points. It's worth more deployment points, which means at some point, in one way or another, the game thinks that it's worth more. Right, so if I'm going to go against these guys, who are not retreating, by the way, I'm going to go in, because it's me. I'm going to send in the Shakeen to see what the Shakeen does. I'm going to send in you to see what you do. Send in the fighter wings. Send in the Apex and can't touch this. You know, it's a... I don't know. This is very weird. Kind of want to just see what happens with you guys. A vastly reduced fleet size, but what exactly is going to happen? Put some capture orders out for you guys. And let's see what happens. Be interesting to see what happens, because you I think you are the heavy hitter, right? If I lock onto you, can I actually lock onto you as opposed to the actual? Yeah, you got Cyclone Reaper launchers at the front, and yeah, you got heavy weapons. Like you got a lot of torpedoes. What do we got? You captured the nav voice ray. Hull drive takes me up to 250. So it's not slow. Like this thing, for a battleship, this thing is quite speedy. And the Unsung was never that fast. Ever. Let's see. There's an archer there who's going to eat a lot of... Archon? The thing about the Ironweaver, I think it's less effective against smaller things. Against smaller ships that can't take the brunt of the entire spread, it's less effective. If you're so small that large parts of the blast of the spread miss you, it's less effective. Then, like, you have, of course, this stuff. If you get within, like maybe what, 600 and a bit range? This does a lot of damage. Huh. I gotta say, I'm liking it. I am liking it. But I think the Ironweaver is more suited for dueling heavy ships. It's not going to be as useful versus small ships, but then again, versus small ships, I've got the Mjolnir cannon, and I've got the Tillums and the Soluses to help out with that. Let him go. A Vigilance class? No, I think we're okay with the Vigilance classes. Sort that up, then grab the rest for selling. Okay, what's the next plan then? Because that was quick. Lytic Path is vengeful, but Lytic Path will never go away, I think. They'll never go away. They haven't got any planets. They're just always existing. Perhaps we go back to Shanxi, pick up the pirate station there, and maybe start working on the Tiandong. That might be something. Tiandong and Diablo Avionics next, I think. Sounds good to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you guys next time. See you then. Bye. Oh yeah, I am making notes now between episodes, so like things you say in the comments, so hopefully I'll be better at addressing them. So please feel free. Yeah. Cool. I will catch you guys next time. See you then. Bye.